Can everyone hear me? Is my mic okay? Okay, awesome, great. Hi, I'm Eddie from Neo NGT team, and this is the second day of the project demo of a Neo Frontier Hackathon project, and this will also happen on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and along this week. And I see there's isn't much audience here because we have developers and communities like all over the world, and many time zone they're like late night, especially like in China it's very late today. Yeah, so we will upload this recorded demo on YouTube, and for all the new users and community members to listen and to know like more about you guys. Yeah, so let's start. And like all projects will have like 15 minutes to present at maximum, and followed by 5 minutes Q&A part. Yeah, and our first project to share their ideas and their projects, it's Chain.Game, and I'll unmute Thomas Gayer. Okay. Oh, 1 second.
Okay, perfect. I think the sound should work.
Yeah, start when you're ready.
Okay, perfect. Can you allow me to share the screen? It's currently deactivated by the host.
Sure, 1 second. Are you able to share now, or I have to allow?
No, I still get the error message to, yeah, that I'm not allowed to.
Okay, 1 second. So let me see how to do this. Okay, can you share now?
Yes, now I got
awesome.
The option. Perfect. So, hi everyone. My name is Thomas. I've worked on the project Chain.Game during the hackathon, and yeah, let's dive right into it. So, Chain.Game is an RPG-based NFT browser game, and the first step at the game is to sign up for the game. So you just visit chain-game.eu and you click the sign up button, and here you can enter your username, and you can either now enter an encrypted key and the corresponding public key, or you can generate the key for the login with a password down here. This is the only time this password will be shown. So you click on the create key button, and it takes a while, and the Neon.js front part will now generate the key. It just takes some time mostly. And if the keys are there, you can sign up for the game. So we will save in our database the username, the encrypted private key, as well as the corresponding address. If you have signed up for the game, you can now log into the game. You just enter your username and the password and push the login button. And now you're in this loading screen, kind of ugly, but what's happening in there is the backend checks if the player was already registered for the game. If not, the initial token minting will take place, and this can take up to a minute. While this is happening, I will share some general information about the game. So Chain.Base is an NFT-based RPG browser game, and this means the whole icon system of the game is based on NFTs. So the user is the owner of the item and can do whatever he wants. He can use it in the game, he can sell it, he can trade it, he can give it as present to anyone. It's up to the player. Also, the player has the possibility in the game to experience a story. So you will start as an orphan child, and you will get kicked out of the orphanage, and now you have to stand on your own feet in this world, and yeah, you just have to survive and take the challenges in the game. As player, you also have the opportunity to individualize your character. This means you can choose a job, you can join the tailors, the crafters, or the smiths. You can choose a class. This means you start as a vagrant, and then you can choose at level 10 if you get an explorer, an engineer, or a cleric. And also there will be individual skins in the game the player can individualize the character with. Also, the game provides an innovative fighting system, which I will talk about later on. Before we now dive into the game, I want to talk about our team a bit. So we are 3 people who worked on the game during the hackathon, and we're all part of the company Tech Consulting, which is based in Austria, Vienna. And Sonja and Lucian joined the team at the beginning of June and did their first steps in the project and got the onboarding process, and now are responsible for Sonja. Sonja is responsible for the graphic design and the story of the game, and Lucian is currently responsible for front-end developments. And myself, Thomas Geier, I'm the project lead of the game, and I'm responsible for the backend as well as the blockchain integration of the game. So hopefully the minting is finished. Perfect, we're now in the game. So if you're getting into the game, the first section you see is the home section. Here are some news about the game published. You can click the read more button to get information what's in there. And the second news provides you some information how you can beat your first enemy. Then we have the character tab of the game. Here you can see the character itself with its current stats as well as items the character has. These are all NFT items. And you can equip them per simple drag and drop. There will be a highlight and you can move the item there. So this is how you equip the character. You can also disequip the item with drag and drop. You can go to the inventory. This is an overview of your items and can move them here around and place it like you want. The next section is the skill area, where you can see your first class, you're the vagrant, and each class has its own skill tree, and you can skill them. So this skill, for example, will be overpower, which raises the attack power by 2%. Clicking 3 times on it will raise it to 6%, and you can just learn the skill. Also at level 10, you have the possibility to join a new class, either the clerics, the engineers, or the explorers. As well, level 30 at this alpha version, you can immediately join one of these classes. So I'm choosing the clerics, and now you also have access to the skill tree of the cleric and can also skill the skill down here. You can click the learn button and you've learned the skill. The next step is the ability tab. Here you can prepare your character for the fighting. Here are more or less 3 sections. One is the attack section, the defense section, and the support section. Each of them has an ability stash. These are up here, and an ability stack. This is down here. So the ability stash shows you which skills are that your character knows. So you can just drag and drop, take them down here, and take these skills into these abilities into fighting later on. You can do this for every section. You just move them, drag and drop down here. And your character is more or less set up for the fight. So all these abilities will be available in fighting later on. You see the letters down here, QVE, as well as ASD, and so on. These can be these are necessary for the fighting later on. That's how you place the ability in the action bar. So down here we also have the action bar. You can drag and drop items down here to preset the sequence of your abilities for the fighting. Just set it up as you want, and you can click the save button. So they are now saved, and we will come back to this in a moment. Another section we have is the job section. Here the player can choose between being a crafter, a tailor, or a smith. This is available after level 5. You can just click choose, and then you're the smith. Here you have a crafting menu. I currently don't have any recipes, so I can't show you more about this at the moment. And now we get to the world map. The world map is the main part of the game. And when we go back to the world map, you can see it here. These are the regions. There's the airship Varugaya, where we start. Then you have the base Eldron in the mythical woods, and so on. And each region has its own name, its recommended level, and the required level. So we will just be at the Varugaya section here because it's the only region which has currently content. And there are some sample quests. You can just click on it and say, okay, I have to talk to NPC 1, and I can accept the quest, as well as the second quest, where I have to talk to NPC 2. As we now have the quests, we can take a look in the diary and see, okay, these are the quests I currently have. and you see the information. Okay, here I just have to talk to Karin. At the other quest, I have to talk to Mike. I have to defeat some monsters. I have to find some stuff and so on, and I will receive experience and an item. So let's move on and let's try to make the first quest. Okay, here I'm at Mike. I can talk to Mike, and this should finish the first part of the quest. Talk to Mike one-on-one. And here's another quest placeholder, just accepting a new quest, and I can finish another one by talking here to him. And I received 15 experience, which you can also see up here that I gained 15 experience points. Same will happen here. I've received 15 experience and then 930. So the next step we can do in the game is leaving the base. Here I can either send my character away and let him explore the region. Here I have a small slider where I can say, okay, I will send him away for 12 hours and click on the start button. Currently, it's just 12 seconds because 12 hours will be way too much. And we just have to wait for it till it's finished. And we get some information when I click on finish exploring. The outcomes from the exploring, I have found Smith Jacob, I have found Fort Quartz, and I have found the Silver Edge. When I click on close and look again in the diary, I see, okay, I finished another part of the quest here. And now it's only left to defeat Monsterito 10 times and collect some red tails. So the last part I want to show you is the fighting area. Before we go there, I want to briefly explain it in this lockup. So generally, the fighting system is a round-based fighting system, whereby each round takes only up to 1 second. And every second, an ability from the player will perform. And this ability can be chosen by the player. So we have here 3 sections. We start with section 1. These are the characters up here. This is the player. This is the enemy. And every player and enemy has a name and has a life bar. These are classic. And then there are some rectangulars, the red ones and the blue ones. The red ones mark negative effects on the character, and the blue ones mark positive effects on the character. And the counter inside tells you how many rounds this effect is active. Then a second, we have the action bar. The action bar is down here. And to explain it, you have the sequence of abilities, which we already preset before in the ability tab, in the ability section from the character tab. And these abilities will be executed. Always the one on the left side will be executed first, and this one can't be changed. All the other abilities can be changed the whole time, just by mouse over and clicking the corresponding key button. And if the first ability gets executed, it moves out. Just to demonstrate it, all the other abilities move to the left, and a new standard ability will enter at the last point. And the last part of the GUI here to see is the ability stack. These are the skills we already pre-selected before. These are attack skills, defense skills, or support skills. I'm always confusing abilities and skills. Sorry for that. I want to talk about abilities here. And all these abilities have special effects with itself. So an attack ability will deal more damage and maybe cause a bleeding effect on the enemy, whereby each round more damage will be dealt by it. Then support abilities will heal the character, and defense abilities will lower the received damage or dismiss current negative effects on the character. So now let's take a look in the fighting section itself, how it looks like. We go into the fighting tab, and we see we have to fight against Gangster Gambler. Here is the preset action bar, and always the skill gets executed. And you see here numbers are popping up. These are round cooldowns. I can only use these skills, these abilities again, if the round cooldown is empty. And now I'm trying to defeat him. Can take a second. Let's see. Okay, I failed the fight. I didn't win against Gangster Gambler, but yeah, that's more or less what Chain.Game is capable of at the moment and what it looks like. Now, if there are any questions, I'm glad to answer it. And yeah.
All right. Awesome. So I have seen one question that Robert asked. Says, when will the game be released already or launch?
It's quite hard to say. I think from a technical perspective, we're on a good direction, but we miss a lot of content. So we are currently producing content, getting more story into the game, getting more quests into the game, getting more different items. These are just standard items like anyone can get really easily. And it just takes some time, I'd say, from producing the content to get it really released, because it's a game, and a game should bring a player should enjoy the game, and if there's no content, a player can't enjoy the game. So we avoid to release it too early.
Okay, so so basically no idea about like when will the game be ready, or like maybe a rough idea.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, we initially planned at the end of August, but I don't know if we can hold this deadline. So I guess it's getting pushed back a bit, more like October or something like that.
All right. October is fine. I mean, like you have like things to work on. Okay, right. I see Dennis has a question. He asked, do you plan to add browser plugin wallet support?
Yes, we definitely plan to change the login process. We are mostly looking at the Wallet Connect option currently. It's the most attractive, I think. And why we don't want to use wallet plugin is because I think it's from the user experience, it's not the best to always, if you're using Ethereum, if you're using Neo, you need for every blockchain your own plugin, and it's kind of, I don't think it's the best way to have a plugin for every blockchain, and not everyone wants to install plugins in his browser. So maybe it's the way, but I think Wallet Connect will be the better one.
All right, cool. Yeah, Dennis asked like a follow-up question, like, so will it be possible to view game NFTs in other wallets, like outside the games?
For sure, it's we use standard Neo wallets in the game, so you can try, and we use a standard NFT contract. It's based on the NEP11 standard, and you can send your tokens around, and you can view. When I think on Ghost Market, if it's implemented, and we give them our script hash, I think they can easily implement our items, and you can view your items there, as well as, yeah, you just need the interface more or less, or the API from the smart contract implemented, but I think it would work on every option, every wallet. What we maybe lack at the moment is implementing the URI of the image into the NFT, but this is a step we will do in the near future.
Okay, so similar when Robert asked, like, so basically, are you planning to do the Neoline Chrome extension, like it's like similar like about a wallet, you know?
I haven't taken a look into the Neoline Chrome extension, so I can't really answer the question. I have to research it, and if it makes sense, we can definitely use it, but it's not on my plan or not in my head at the moment.
Okay, cool. So a general question, like so that will be the last one. So what make it different from other normal games using Neo blockchain? Like basically, in our ecosystem, we will also have like other blockchain games. So what do you think that makes you stands out or like different to others?
To other blockchain games, or to other blockchains why we use
I
Neo,
believe
or
other blockchain games. Yeah, other blockchain games on Neo.
okay. I think there are not many blockchain games on Neo, and one of the part regarding the gaming is I think a game should always make fun. You should have a lot of possibilities to do, and you should enjoy the game. And I think most games currently in the blockchain space focus on the blockchain part, but not on the real gaming part. So you get your collectibles, you get your items, your things you can work with, but it's not really gaming. It's just more collecting and doing stuff with it, not real gaming, I think. And we try really to provide a gaming experience and leverage it with NFTs.
Awesome. All right, I think that's it for Chain.Game. I believe personally believe it's like a great project, like to do very playable like blockchain games, because I believe like other games like like Axis, those are like card games, and it didn't implement much elements for gamers to enjoy. So basically, I'm pretty looking forward for your process later on. Okay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Sure, no problem. All right, I'll go mute you, and let's keep on to the second project, which is ArGo. And the presenter is Prashant, and I'll unmute. Hello, Prashant.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Is my voice is audible?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll quickly try to share my screen. I'll put my screen on this one so that we can see what exactly we are trying to build. I'll try to break down the entire conversation into basically three parts, where I'll try to discuss what is ArGo, and then I'll walk you through demo, but due to certain technical issues, that deployment is not fully completed. But I'll also walk you through the video, which we have made for the entire hackathon. And then I'll also open the platform for the Q&A, and you can ask as much question as you want. So basically, ArGo, why we are developing ArGo is to provide a unified user interface and unified CLI for decentralized web developers to start accessing the decentralized web protocols, or you can say decentralized infrastructure, with ease. And when I say that, it is basically in today's scenario, when we started understanding the user perspective, like why they are not using most of the decentralized protocol when they are easily accessible, we got a lot of responses around the ecosystem, and most response was it's quite hard to go and ask my developer to go and learn that protocol and deploy on top of them or post data on top of them. And the same response went on for different people around the space. And that is when we decided to start building ArGo, which basically solves these issues around it. And the biggest challenge which ArGo also solves is the single token model, is where you have to just carry one token around in any of the blockchain, and you should be able to deploy your web application or data on a decent web infrastructure. So that is where we started building the entire ArGo infrastructure. So our tagline is basically develop, review, and deploy. What it means is, like, you as a developer, you just have to focus on development. You have a test environment, you go and deploy on the test environment, and then once you are satisfied with that, you just go and deploy it on a production environment. So that is what exactly it means, like develop, review, and deploy. And we have a lot around it, but I'll not get into that nitty-gritty part. But I'll just try to jump into and show you how exactly it looks like in the reality. So once you land into this place, you just have to click on launch your app, and your application will be loaded. If you're already logged in, you just have to click here and continue it up. So we wanted to make sure the flavor of Web 2.0 is always there, so that a new user who is coming from the Web 2.0 to the Web 3.0, they should not be get distracted a lot by understanding the wallet, by understanding a lot of things around the Web 3.0 ecosystem. That transformation, we'll be doing it on a very slow basis. So let me just go to dev.argo type, because that is where I have deployed. So yeah, so once we come here, so the first thing which user has to do is, for example, if I want to deploy a site, you just have to go and click here, connect GitHub, your app, and for example, I have this repository as an access. Currently, we support NeoFS. So NeoFS is one of our main for B2B projects, which we are kind of planning to build on around NeoFS. So that is where it's going to be playing a huge role. And then we provide all those configurations on the front end side, like whatever you need in order to make sure your application is getting built. Currently, we support Next.js, Angular, Vue, and React, and always the plain JavaScript. We are also working on supporting a lot more in coming few days.
Oh, sorry. We can't see anything on your screen.
Okay.
Is it
okay?
So
let me reshare it again. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, so basically I'll start from here. So once you log into the ArGo app.live, you just have to click on, for example, if I want to deploy a web application, so you just have to come here and say, you know what, deploy, and connect your GitHub. And so, for example, I have given access to this repository. User can go and click here, select NeoFS. If you want to deploy NeoFS now, since this particular application is plain JavaScript, I have selected JavaScript framework, and currently we support these many frameworks as well. So if you, and most of the web applications are getting built either on React and Next.js, so that is the reason we started supporting them first. Next target is like a lot of more Jam stacks. And apart from it, we also have this environment variable configurations, which you can pass on the runtime as well. So just click on deploy, and your deployment just starts. So this is how easy to go and deploy a web application on a decentralized ecosystem by just having just few clicks, and that is all. And the same goes with the domain. Currently, we support HNS domain. You can go and configure your domain as well. We already provide you a already created domain from our side. And then there are a lot of features around whatever we have building. So the entire UI is in a process of revamping, and once it is revamped, you will feel a totally different place and more user friendly on the US perspective. So that is what our next goal is to build on. And then we have a lot of features actually. So you can always go and create your own organization. You can invite your team members to participate with you. And also the main beauty of the ArGo is lies here. So for example, if I invite somebody, gmail.com, so you just have to just send the invitation, and once the invitation is sent, the user who logs into this, they will be able to access the same wallet allowances. Okay, so they can be able to access the same wallet allowances. They don't even have to carry their own wallet here. So they can use this organization level wallet and deploy their application. It means it allows us to peer-to-peer collaboration, where you can ask your third-party vendors or somebody to join your organization and ask them to take care of your DevOps part. So that is where it is going to be more beneficial. So this is basically about this one. But I'll also walk you through a video which we have presented, because last time what happened is there, due to some technical issues, we were that new economy URL is not generated. I'll try to show you here. So let me just quickly walk it through. So yeah, this is I was just showing like how exactly the link generates and how exactly you can go ahead and click those links and make some attachment around it, like domain and all those configuration, which you normally get in any of the Web 2.0 ecosystem. Like you can go use Netlify. Most of the feature you are going to get it here. So whatever there you are going to get it here. So that is where we are now heading towards. So let me just stop sharing my screen, and I'll just jump to the question and answer. If you guys have any question around it, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them.
All right, any questions? Just type them up, and let's see. Oh, Dennis asked, will this be a to developer market only?
It is not. It is basically going to be focused on. So we have B2B and B2C model. For example, the Netlify, if you see, the Netlify has a business-to-business model as well as a business-to-customer. It depends on what exactly user is looking for. And if it is more of a B2B, then we have different solution for them. B2C, it is going to be different.
All right, any other?
Or also to users.
what do you think about the NeoFS so far? It's a follow-up question from Dennis.
So yeah, for me, it is one of the interesting use case to build on, because this was what we were looking for a longer time. Because when we started talking with a couple of more enterprises and all these applications, right? So what they started asking is, how exactly my data is going to be secured? Are there any policy-based data storage model or not? Because for me as a developer, there are not, as an enterprise, or you can say as a business, business don't even have a one single vertical where you just keep on pushing data. Business can have multiple verticals, right? And those all verticals have different requirements of the data around it. So that is where the NeoFS entire model comes into the picture, and it makes more sense on a business perspective to start giving out our user more flexibility around the data storage model. For example, they can put a policy around it and a lot more, what you guys provide now. And we have also, I started, so as of now, we have integrated web deployment model now. Our next goal is going to be on a storage side. When any of these enterprise or any of these data layer or developer or dApps or enterprises, they can just directly integrate and just push their data by just following certain policy guidelines without understanding NeoFS at all. So they can go and use NeoFS underlying, but most of the things will come forward and it will be more of a unified kind of thing. So that is what I personally liked about NeoFS.
All right, so Urshad said, would you say this is similar to NetLift but specialized for apps?
Yeah, so basically we are kind of, we got inspired by Netlify because that is, because once you go and build something, right, you must have some inspiration and some kind of a thing to give you a push, right? And for us, Netlify and Vercel was the right place to land in. And we just started, because I was from the enterprise background, I started thinking about like, why not to bring the same thing and the same concept in Web 3.0? Why we are lagging behind, right? And that is where ArGo, you can say it's a similar thing, but those similar things are in two different words, right? Web 2.0 world and the Web 3.0 world. So Web 3.0 world, we want to lead the game. In the Web 2.0 world, they are leading the game.
All right, so thanks for the answer. Anyone else? So I guess that's it for the Q&A part. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, so let's welcome the last project for today, which is Meerkat, and the presenter is. Oh yeah, there you go. Unmute you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, just shoot it. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you. I'm just going to start with sharing my screen, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Cool. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see that.
All right, awesome. I'll just start a little bit about myself. My name is Soren, and I have been a developer for approximately 5 years now. So, and yeah, Meerkat is just this project that I started with for the Neo Frontier Hackathon. It's just a one-man team so far, so just me. And yeah, I'm more of a back-end developer rather than a front-end. I'm not very designy of myself, so you will notice that when you have a look at my project. But yeah, so that was a little bit about myself. And now regarding my project, it's basically like a NFT marketplace where artists can share their digital content with the world and even be rewarded for it. So for now, there's some features that are missing, but it will be, of course, coming in later on. And up here, you can just see your address that you're currently signed in with. And I am supporting Neoline right now. We will support every other wallet which is possible in the future. So Neoline, it will not just be limited to Neoline, but that is what I'm using right now. And later on, you you should be able to just have your own profile, so a name where a user can search for your name rather than your wallet address, so they can see all your tokens and such. But yeah, so now you can actually see the latest NFTs that have been minted, the latest NFTs that are on sale, and then you can actually also explore NFTs. So this is just some random categories I've added, and if we just click on the latest ones, you can see everything in order of when they have been minted. And for some of them, you can see the gas token with a 5 or a 1. These are actually listed, so they are on sale. You can also see them up there with the little tag. They say they're on sale and the actual category that they are minted for. So art token, virtual worlds, and another art. So if we go back and just have a look at the minting process. So this is just how it looks right now. Later on, I will be adding another little section down here where the creator can just basically ask for compensation. So say you want 2% compensation every time the token that you have is sold by a different user. So you get 2% of the final price every time your NFT is sold. So it's just an incentive for creators to create a token and list it so people can buy it and sell it on, or just people can buy it and hold it for themselves. So if we just for now create something, and for now, unfortunately I have to use the image URL. My plan was to use NeoFS. This will be happening later on, but I had some issues of getting it working, but this will definitely be happening later. So you can just upload your image from here. You don't have to upload anywhere else. And if we just upload it there, and the next thing is like the private content. So you can have private stuff for your token that only the owner can see. And whenever you sell the token, the NFT, and someone buys it, they can actually see the private content that you've added. So for now, we'll use the exact same data, and we'll just use art. The collection is just later on. This will also be working properly. You can add one collection with multiple NFTs to it, so people can actually look at the collection and see how many NFTs are in that collection. They can collect them or whichever. But this is also supposed to be searchable. So if we just click on the mint and let's mint this token, done. And whenever the block is minted, 1 second. There we go. And this is the one that we just minted. And you can see the private content. It's just the same image as before. And the presentation, we have the option of listing the token for gas. So I only offer gas right now because it's divisible. And whenever later on, when the creator may probably want, say 2% commission, gas, since it's divisible, you can give the creator his or her share of the final price. We just list this for 10 gas. I will also add the option of allowing an auction later on, so you don't just have to sell it, but you can auction it for users to be able to, just place bids. And if you're happy with the final bid, you can take it or just wait for a better bid. And you can also burn the token from right here. If we have a look at another token, and as you can see, we listed it, it's on sale, it's down there. But if we look at something which does not belong to us, this one, we cannot see the actual private content which is in here. But if we do buy it, we will be able to see the data. But right now, it will be the same image as this. So this will be more of a marketplace for NFTs. So yeah, that was a little bit about my presentation. It's not very pretty, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not the designer, but it will definitely change for the final product. And yeah, any questions?
Awesome. Any questions from Meerkat? For classes, like the mechanism of rewarding token creators on these days.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to provide something for a user to come and use my DApp. So
yeah, right. So I think that the token economy is like a big incentive for users to use the DApp and join and to be active on in the community. Right? So I think it's good. Any other questions? So if there's no more questions, I think that will be it for today's demo. Any other comments on the overall demo session, or that's it, I guess. All right. So thank you everyone for joining today, for the audience and for the projects. We'll see you again tomorrow or not. Maybe you can also like join and listen to and see other projects and see how others will go. And tomorrow it will also be the same time for other projects to do their presentation. And I believe other projects for tomorrow is RentFuse, NoTie, and IntelliJ plugin. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you everyone for today.